Hey, what's going on, B3 fam? Thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm gonna talk about 3 main billets you can hold as a logistics officer in the Marine Corps. Okay, so I brought my best friend with me, Shak Robinson, to share our insight and our experience. We've both been in for about 3.5 years, coming on to 4 in the Marine Corps, and we want to share our experience with you guys so you guys are better informed whether logistics is right for you. Because I wish someone had told me about this, not that I would have changed my mind as far as my preferences for MOS and becoming a logistics officer, but I think it's just good to know. So I hope this video helps you guys out and giving you guys value. Enjoy.
Oh yeah, there it is.
You recording now?
Yeah, and I got this perfect sunset coming in. Well, it's not even a sunset, it's the sun. Hey, you got the man right here.
What's up, man?
CEO, founder of Be Excellent. Yeah. You got the CEO's best friend,
Shakir Robinson.
coming to you live and direct.
Alright, man, what are we talking about?
Carlsbad, California. We're talking about what it takes to be a part of the few and the proud logistics officers of the United States Marine Corps.
I was like, what?
Yeah, you like that, huh? Yeah. Had to
Funny guy, man.
Put a little spin on it.
Alright. But for real, let's talk about I guess being a logistics officers, right? Like before we got our MOS, did we actually know what kind of billets that logistics entails? Yes or no?
I'll say a little bit.
Yeah.
Only thing I knew was you can be a platoon commander.
Yep.
A motor T platoon commander. You can do convoys, possibly in combat. That's all I knew.
So what are the top 3, I guess, jobs you can have as a logistics officer in the Marine Corps?
Top 3, so
The main ones, yeah.
oh, the main ones. So
Yeah, so real quick background. Big Shak and I have been logistics officers now for about 3.5 years now, coming on to 4, and we've experienced different billets as it pertains to becoming a logistics officer, and we want to share that information to you guys, giving you guys more knowledge, because the more informed that you guys are, the better decisions as far as what you can make, whether logistics is right for you or not. So this is what this video is all about. So top 3 the billets that you can have as a logistics officer. Number 1, Shak already brought it up.
yeah,
Being a platoon commander, that's probably the best job in the Marine Corps, or being a logistics officer. That's what I am right now. You can talk about your experience as a platoon commander.
oh yeah. So in logistics, they got mainly 2 types of platoon commanders you can be. You can be a motor transportation platoon commander. So those are the guys that do convoys. They move packs and, well, they move people and things between 2 locations. And then you can also be a landing support platoon commander. And what those guys do, they got a group of about 34 Marines or so, and they help facilitate the movement of Marines on ships, on railways, and on aircraft. So they marshal in people, they direct them where to go, way to stage their equipment, way to stage themselves for rapid movement onto whatever that conveyance is, whether it's that ship, that aircraft, or that railway car.
Yep. Alright, so that pretty much covers being a platoon commander for being a logistics officer. That's one of the 3 main billets you can hold. The next billet that you can possibly hold as a logistics officer is the MMO. MMO stands for Maintenance Management Officer.
Yeah.
And both Shak and I have held those billets already, and he's laughing and I have a smile on my face because it is the unknown billet that no one really talks about or advertises. Because if you had known about being an MMO or being a maintenance management officer that pertains to a logistics officer, it wouldn't be attractive to become a logistics officer, because that's probably like the worst billet you could possibly have, in my opinion.
It's the toughest. It's the most, I think it's the most challenging, but it can also be the most rewarding.
It's not sexy, man. It's not sexy. You barely have Marines. You have about, let's say, a max of 3. You have your maintenance management chief, and you probably have 2 or 3 clerks.
Yeah.
And it's like a desk job, and it's not the reason why you join the Marine Corps. You join the Marines to, have an influence and impact as many people as you can. that's why we said in the previous billet, being a platoon commander, having about 40 Marines is the best billet. But again, it's really what you make of it, right? If you have 3 or 4 Marines, being a mains management officer, you just try to do the best that you can in influencing their minds.
Yeah. So you're probably thinking, what does a maintenance management officer do? In the simplest terms I can put them is, the Marine Corps, we have equipment. When we use our equipment, it breaks down. So you have to order parts through the supply system, and it takes time for those parts to come in, and eventually that equipment, after mechanics work on it, it'll get back to where you need it. It'll get back to being operational. That's the simplest way to put it, but that whole process can take anywhere from 3 days to 3 months, depending on how long parts are and everything. So as a maintenance management officer, you're there for that key liaison between the mechanics that actually fix the equipment and the supply guys that get all the parts in, to make sure that process goes as efficient as possible, so you can get your equipment up and ready, so you can support the warfighter, so Marines can go fight. So that's what MMOs, or maintenance management officers, do.
Yeah. So you'll be looking at a lot of reports, as Shaq was saying. You're the main liaison between like the guys that are actually fixing the things versus the guys that actually order the parts, and you're just making sure that you know, things are robust and you get things on a timely manner, just so that the mechanics can go to work and put the equipment back up online.
Yeah. So that number 3 job that you can have.
So we talked about being a platoon commander.
Yep.
We talked about being a maintenance management officer.
Yeah.
The third billet that you can talk about is, what is it again?
The assistant logistics officer.
Yeah, that's right. The 4 Alpha. So a 4 Alpha, I was able to actually serve in that billet for a short period of time. Pretty much you are a logistics officer to the main logistics officer for that unit, if that makes sense. You're just an assistant. So being a 4 Alpha, you cover a wide range of things. So you overlook MMO, you overlook the platoon commander's job as well, and you look at operations. I think that's one of the biggest things that differentiates you from the MMO or the motor T officer. It's just you have a wider perspective as far as planning things, making sure food's coordinated, transportation's coordinated, any adjacent or supporting units that are coming up or they're supporting a particular exercise. You're the main go-to guy to make sure that you help out the main logistics officer in the unit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So the S4 officer, S4 Alpha, they do a lot. Everything what John said, they cover all the logistics, all the requests that come up for when Marines go to the field as a big group, everything they need to support themselves: food, water, place to stay, trucks to drive, ammo to shoot, weapons to take, and everything else. So as a lieutenant, after you graduate TBS and logistics officer school.
How long is logistics officer school, by the way?
55 training days.
About 3 months?
Yeah, so it can take about 3 months.
Yeah.
Me and John happen to go to logistics officer school together. It is located in the wonderful Camp Johnson, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
Oh man.
Closest city nearby is Wilmington, North Carolina. And it is known for tattoo parlors and barbershops and any chain restaurant you could ever want. But yeah, as a lieutenant, those are the 3 jobs. You got your platoon commander, you got your maintenance management officer, and then you got the good old S4 Alpha assistant logistics officer.
Okay. Anything else that we're missing that we can provide these guys so that they're more informed about what a logistics officer does or entails?
Yeah, so from my experience, I was in Okinawa for 2 years. The best part about being a logistics officer is you can go anywhere within the Marine Corps. So you can go in an infantry battalion where all the infantry guys are, all the grunts. You can go to the wing, serve in that capacity with the pilots and support them with all the ground logistics. Or you can also go to the MLG, the Marine Logistics Group, where it's heavy logistics. We're supporting basically the whole MEF logistically. So I think that's the best part. You're not really trapped into one MSC, but you can spread out and bounce between the different ones.
Okay, so that actually brought up the question for me to ask you. Is that the main reason why you joined the Marine Corps to become a logistics officer, or why did you choose that MOS in particular?
I chose logistics. Well, I preferenced logistics. I wanted it because I felt like it would give me the most transferable skills on the outside world in the private sector whenever I decided to get out. So a lot of the stuff we do, overseeing money, coordinating operations, projecting out, forecasting, requirements, all that stuff can be easily transferable into a job in the private sector, whether it's with the federal government or FedEx or any company in general. Those skills that you learn can easily transfer to do the same type of work on the outside world.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same thing goes for me, man. That's primarily the reason why I put logistics as my #1 choice. Those skills that you learn in this billet are very transferable and marketable in the civilian side of the house. What else can I say? I don't know. What else can we?
Being a logistics officer is good. Yeah, everything that entails.
Yeah, I guess it's like, it's cool and it's fun because, like Shaq was saying, like you get to go to the air wing, you get to go be with the grunts or whatever the case may be. It's not a mundane job. There's always something new. There's new challenges. There's always a lot of different fires that you have to put out. So it doesn't become mundane, I'd say.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Your knowledge is a mile wide and an inch deep. So you know a lot about different subjects, but your breadth of knowledge inside that subject maybe not be that deep. That's where you rely on the subject matter experts and your enlisted Marines. That's actually a good point. You're a mile wide, but only about an inch deep. You're not really an expert at anything, but you know a little bit about anything in case someone needs support. Then you're the go-to guy that could get that information or coordinate with someone else to make things happen. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? What do you think? I like it. It gives you the ability to be able to communicate with all types of Marines to some different level. But also at the same time, I kind of miss not being that subject matter expert, kind of like you have senior enlisted are, or limited duty officers or chief officers have.
No. Actually, just came to my mind being MMO, because I've been an MMO for about 2 years. I spent the majority of my time being MMO, and one of the things that they won't tell you as an MMO is that you'll attend so many meetings. It's meetings after meetings after meetings. It's like you're a second lieutenant, first lieutenant MMO. It's almost like you're a captain, because the higher you go up, you just have more meetings. And it's just not fun being a lieutenant going through all these meetings, but it is what it is. I guess the higher you go up, you just had to attend meetings.
Yeah.
You brief like the colonels and let them know what the readiness of their equipment is, so you guys can go train. Again, you just make the best of it. You have anything else to share?
No, that's good. Logistics is the way to go. I would recommend it if you're interested in it.
Okay. So in conclusion, hopefully that gives you guys insight of the top 3 things as far as what you can do in the Marine Corps as a logistics officer. Again, becoming a platoon commander, MMO, or S4 Alpha. Hopefully that gives you guys insight on what you can expect if you actually go to that route, and helps you all out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
thanks.
Until next time, be excellent.
Yeah.